Good, she caught you. Hi guys, it's your two poly chicks, Cindy and Tiffany, back with another video. I'm setting my timer. Back with another video because we love the shorter videos, and apparently you seem to like them too. So, gotta have
Yes.
our timer. Anyway, today we have a not it's not a topic like what's going on really, but it's a kind of a question. And the question is, can you be? Why are you going like this?
Like, oh, my naps, but no,
She's just like, fuck. She's just going like this.
like
But
my hair, because
it's
I
not
have a net
naps, it's your
on.
kitchen. It's your kitchen.
Yes, my
Um,
my strong hair.
yes. Curly, tightly coiled.
Yes.
Um, can you be a Christian and still vote for a Democratic candidate? That's the question. And do you want me to say what I think first, or you want me to throw it to you and see if you answer it? Can you?
No, say what you think first because
Okay.
I know. Yeah, say what you think. Let's see if it's
Yes,
along
because
the same lines.
um Tiffany and I, we're both believers in the Lord Jesus Christ, but I'm very conservative. I'm a little more conservative, I think, than I'm gonna guess this one, but I'm a little more conservative than Tiffany is. I'm a little more tightly wound.
Yes, a
um,
little, just a
just
little,
a
a
smidge,
lot.
just a smidge. So I would consider myself in the past, guys. Don't come for me in the comments. I would have considered. I have in the past voted for Republicans, but that was when they were Republicans. I don't know
And
what
I'll
that is now.
Well, I'll say we both have.
Yeah.
Let's we
Okay.
both have. So yeah.
Yeah. So we vote pretty conservative for our religious values. So I have in the past up to a long time. It took me, but in these last, I don't know how many elections, there's absolutely no way. So I think you can be now. I would have said no before probably, but now I think you can be, because what are really the issues with the evangelicals or really conservative people? The main one is
Yeah.
abortion.
Yeah.
Is what do we call it? Not female rights. What do we say? Reproductive rights.
Reproductive freedoms.
Yes, reproductive.
Reproductive freedoms and reproductive rights.
Yes. So I wouldn't have put it in that category. I would have said abortion by itself. And I was
Hmm.
not, I was pro life. Not was, I still am pro life, but I'm
Hmm.
also pro choice now. So you get a right to choose, just like you get a right to choose whatever sin you want to do in your life. You get to choose all of them. So if I look at it as a sin, then I don't, like Tiffany, me and Tiffany used to harshly debate. You don't have to have one. If you don't like it, you don't have to have one. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have to have one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to have one if I don't want one. So
Yeah.
that's where we used to clash. But okay. So I would say now that's the point, right? Like you can be pro-life and still vote for somebody that is pro-choice, because you don't have to have an abortion. That's number one. Number two, if you look at the current Republican Party, they're a mess. They're mean spirited. They don't care about humans at all. Once the baby's born, they don't care if it lives in a cage. They don't care if it has food. They don't care anything about it. They don't care if it gets shot up in class, as long as it's born. So that was like one of the things that really turned me. Was I was like, you push for people to have these children, but when it comes to like stipends and welfare funding for children and taking care of them with like WIC programs and stuff like that, you don't want any of that. You don't want them to have anything free, but you want to make sure that mother has the child, because you
Yeah.
think the child should be here. But having a child is a human right, right? Like the child, you're based on the conservative party, it's a human, and all human lives matter. But if all human lives matter, then what about the ones that are already living? Like you don't care
Yeah.
if people get shot in school. You don't care if they're hungry. You don't care if a LGBTQ plus person has a home to live in, Medicare, housing. You don't care about any of that. You just want them alive.
Anything. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah.
that's very interesting. That's very interesting. And that's a key point when it comes to Republicans versus Democrats. You want us to have the babies, which is fine. And when you say welfare, we're not just talking about handouts. We're talking about programs to
Mm-hmm.
assist with anything that the child needs, anything like having safe schools, having safe laws for cars and things of that nature. We can name so many laws where safety of the overall public comes first. So when you say
Hmm.
welfare, I don't want people to think, oh, they just want a handout. It's
Right,
also other things. It's
right.
providing access to even healthcare, being able to be healthy. So when you say, can you vote, um, be a Christian or an evangelical or religious for that matter, and vote for a Democrat? Yes, I believe, and Cindy and I, like she said, we've had this debate several thousand times.
Hmm.
Like we've said in the abortion, well, I'm sorry, I'm going to call it the reproductive freedom or reproductive
Hmm.
health conversation, which I may link up there. I
Hmm.
have had an abortion before, and we've had a conversation about that. And it's like, well, you're not doing it. This is not against your religious thought process. It's against mine. It's against me. It's something for me and God to hash out when I get ready to meet him. Unless it's me and Satan. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I don't
They
know
to be
which
like,
way.
good job.
So I don't know which way to go, but it it's between me and him. And then one of the other things that you pointed out with the evangelicals, they do have an issue with the LGBTQIA plus community, which that has been around since the days of before with Sodom and Gomorrah. So if you're
Hmm.
thinking about that, God made all of those people and subsets of people to exist and have their free will to do certain things. And like you said, a sin is a sin is a sin. So who are we
Hmm.
to judge which way people should and shouldn't live? We can lead them into what we believe is the right direction. But after that, it's on their own free will to consider. So I shouldn't create laws or say I'm not going to vote or I will vote for this person because their laws are against this specific thing when I don't have to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't subscribe to that.
yeah.
There's so many different religions too. Like who's to say which one is the actual correct belief in systems? We don't know until we meet the maker. We really
No.
don't have 100% certainty. We know what we believe, but we can't put those beliefs on other people. So yes, I
Right.
do believe you
Yeah.
can be a Christian and vote based on what is being presented for your value.
Yeah, I saw a video of this man, and I totally agree with you. I saw a video of this man the other day. He was black, he was a preacher, I don't know, he was on YouTube, and he was just saying Christians must vote this way. Well, he feels that that's the main thing for him. He can't possibly vote for somebody who's going to use federal funding for abortion rights. But I'm like,
Oh
but
wow.
you're going to vote for somebody who's using their powers and their
Hmm.
authority to keep immigrants out of the country, which we know that immigration needs to be reformed. But in the Bible, if you want to say you're a Christian, in the Bible, it talks about how to treat strangers, how to treat
Hmm.
people from other lands. And back at that time, he said, make provision for strangers to come in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't pick and choose. And also, the thing that I just don't understand about the current quote unquote evangelical is when Jesus was talking about the greatest commandments, and the people were asking about what the greatest commandments was. He said, love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your mind, and all your strength. But he said, love your neighbor. And I just don't see the neighborly aspect of the current candidate. He has
Mm,
nothing good
mm,
ever to say about anyone.
mm.
It's
Yep.
like he went to the National Day of Prayer when he was president. He went to the, you know how the president always goes to the
Mhm.
National Day of Prayer thing. And he started complaining about whatever was going on. He
Yeah.
cursed in church, and the people were like, yeah, yeah. And I was
Yeah.
shocked. I was like, what is this? Like,
It's the
so
upside down world we're living in.
it
That's what it
is.
is.
And they
It is.
asked him, what's your favorite Bible scripture? And he was like, that's a personal decision between me and the Bible or whatever. In other words, you don't know. You don't even know. And then he said 2 Corinthians,
Corinthians,
2 Corinthians.
Corinthians went to a
No,
bar.
yeah, you did no. Yeah. 2 Corinthians walking the bar. And one of them says, hey,
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
like, what? Who's
Yeah.
ever heard of that?
Yeah, so they'll have like if you look on Twitter, you'll see like they'll have their hand all over him, like praying for him and Jesus protect him and be Jesus don't know him. There's no way that the God that we love and serve would support a man who curses so randomly, who has nothing nice to say about anybody, always calling names. There's nothing about him that represents. I told this one person on Twitter, I said, I will pay you $1,000 if you can point out one thing that he's ever said that showed Christianity and godly love.
Yeah, and so I'll say this. I believe God knows everyone. Jesus knows and loves
Mm-hmm.
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he exhibits the Christ-like
Yeah.
standards that we look for in our leaders. But at the same time, the Bible has been known to use certain people that's way off of the cuff, right? They're way like
Yes.
so far, like, why
Yes.
would you use him, God? Like, I'm your faithful servant. Why would you use him? So there's argument to that, to the imperfect person being used by God as well. But I did want to point out before
Can I
our
say
time
one
is
thing
up.
before you go to something point out?
Yeah, okay,
Just
go,
that
go,
on
go,
that,
go.
when the Bible's using someone who is totally
Imperfect.
anti-God, because there was
Yes.
evil kings. If you read the book of Kings, Chronicles, all of that, there were evil, evil, evil kings, right? But the reason why is to show the people, this is who you fighting for, this is who you calling for. Like when Jesus was on the cross, give me the thief, give us Barabbas, we want him. And that person turn around and be the worst person in the whole world. It's God trying to show you that this is what you're calling for, and it's to straighten you up. So it's not that he wants this person in office. It's just that people generally pick the worst thing. The crowd is known for doing that. We just don't know
Yeah,
how to pick.
it's that, but then there were also like certain prophets or certain disciples where I don't know if it was Joseph or Moses, one of them where it was like, why me, God? Like, why? Like, I'm
Moses.
imperfect. It's the imperfection, not to that extreme, but it's an
Right.
imperfect
Not
candidate.
evil. Not
Right,
evil. He
not
had a
evil.
speech
That's
impediment.
something
But
different.
yeah.
Right. It's certain things where it's like, well, why me? I'm not perfect. That's all I'm
Right.
saying. Not saying that
Nobody
you can
is.
be
Nobody is.
right.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
that's
is.
where a lot of times we look to our leaders to be 100% perfect. And I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just saying when it comes to God and how the Bible and all of those things, it's no perfect person, but we should be exhibiting some type of Christ-like behavior,
Right.
like you
No,
said.
come
So
on.
I don't see it. But
Come
I
on.
want to say, how can you be a Republican and be pro-life and pro-life when you actually use guns and threaten to use guns to kill people? Like, I don't understand
Yes.
those two. And I think that has always, the question has always popped into my mind, like, okay, so you don't want people to die, you don't want them to be killed, you don't want them, but you are so pro gun and you will shoot and kill and justify killing anyone that does anything. So if you're either for or against violence and
Right.
killing, and
Right.
or for and against life, right? For
Right.
or against life. And I don't see that. So when, and like you said, the neighborly thing, when it comes to, you don't have to accept my lifestyle, but you can love me. And that love is not there either
How
when
are
it
you
comes
supposed
to
to win me?
Christianity.
How are you gonna win me?
A lot of people are running from the church because of that
That
same
right there is
situation.
right
Yeah,
there.
a
Right
lot of
there is the
people.
problem.
Yeah,
Want nothing to
it's
do with the church. Nothing
not
to
at
do with
all.
it. And I don't
Not
blame
at
them.
all.
I
Yeah,
don't blame
because
you.
you're representing, and I know we used to do, my husband and I, we used to do like church groups, and we used to do like, the home studies and all of that, the groups with the couples and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we always say, we're not perfect. We're not the perfect couple. We One day we were about to have a group and we were arguing right before it. So I'm like, look, I'm not even talking to him. So let's not pretend like we're perfect. But at the same time, we exhibit and try to exude the
Love,
Christ,
forgiveness.
like the love and the attention. We try to hold up those values. And I
Yeah.
think that makes a difference. And people are, even if they don't go to our church, like some people didn't go to our church, but they came to our meetings just because of the love and the
Yeah.
non-judgmental way we treated them. Like, hey, this
Yeah.
is your walk. We are not perfect. None of us are.
The
So
Bible is very clear. If you don't have the fruit of the spirit, I don't know you. Like, and when I say I don't know you, I don't mean like God doesn't literally know us, but he doesn't, when he said, you're going to come to me and I'm going to say, I don't know you, depart from me. If you don't
yeah.
have love, joy, peace, long suffering, temperance, patience, forgiveness, if you don't have those things, how could you be a part of me if you don't have the fruit of my spirit, how I walked
Mm.
on this earth? So anyway,
And how can you
yeah,
attract anyone to go
no,
and serve the God that you serve when you're treating me, a human being in flesh, on this
yeah.
earth the way you're treating me? I would never want to
No,
go to you.
no, you
Would
wouldn't. And
never.
and what does
You
it
will
look
never
like that
win
I
my
want you to
soul.
curse in church? What does that look like that I'm they were literally clapping like say it because he was like, I'm in church, I'm not gonna say it. They were like, say say it. And I'm
Oh,
like, this is why. There's a whole nother topic, but this is the reason why we have the Electoral College, because the founding fathers was afraid of mob rule. They were
mm,
afraid when the whole bunch of mass of people get together, they idiots. And
yeah.
that's what you show when you see a mob of people getting together. So anyway, we did wanted to just come on and just ask that question. I think it was a lively, brief conversation. The issues
Yep,
basically are abortion, guns, gay rights, and
yep.
immigration. But all those, as me and Tiffany used to talk about, she really enlightened me on something, which is that those are humans. I didn't, not that I didn't know they were humans, but you gotta think
Like,
that
you
these are
really?
people that they deserve housing and Medicare, and you don't have to agree with somebody's lifestyle to say, okay, you deserve to live. You
Yeah,
know,
because think about this. Do you agree with Trump's lifestyle of what he's doing? Do you
they
agree
don't see
with
it.
the multiple baby mamas and wives and all of that other stuff? Some people don't agree with that. Some people don't agree with the fact that I curse. I'm a Christian and I curse up a storm sometimes. Like when I get, I'll drop every four-letter word
No, no,
known
not you.
known to man. Some people don't agree with that, but and I'm sure there's a lot of people who have things in their closet that's
Yeah,
held and hidden that we don't agree with. So
right.
let's not be judges, as the Bible says, and let's do what it does command us to do, which is to love, to accept,
Mm-hmm.
to show love to our fellow humans. That's just the way I
Yeah,
feel.
that's the point. That's the point. So, Tiff, this was good. We hit
Yeah.
it, and we want to, just don't want to hold you up, but vote your conscience as usual. But this is a big topic, and this is why people say they vote for him, because he holds their values. But let's
Yeah.
analyze that for a minute. So
Okay.
you usually have to do the closing because I don't remember where we are
Oh
and what
yeah.
we're on.
Hopefully one day we'll have our full closing. We just add it to the end. But you guys, you found us on Polychicks. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Always reach out to us. If you know us personally, you can text us or you can find us at Two Polychicks,
Mm-hmm.
Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, and
Yeah.
X. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Bye
Bye,
guys.
guys.